I have all of this beautiful mint growing outside, so I decided to harvest some today, make some mint tea, and dry some for later. You can place it around, excellent bug repellent, and just delicious to add in as the seasoning. And my favorite is tea, so I'm gonna harvest some of this luscious mint that's out here. I'm a little behind schedule just because a couple of them are starting to brown and dry up a little bit, but I clipped a few. I got a handful in my crate already, and I'm going to cut a few more and then go inside, hang them up to dry, and put some in a jar and put out in the sun for some sun tea. So I'll clip a few more here, and then we'll do the next step. So as I'm looking over and clipping, making sure there's no like spit on them, which is just represented, you know, like for the bugs laying eggs or anything like that, so that they're all clean. And then I also don't clip all the way down because I don't want them to fry off in the sun. So I do to where there's still a couple leaves left, and keep all the ends the same so that I can hang them up. And just double check them over. Look very nice. And sometimes I get a little bit of grass in there and just clip that out pretty easily. But I can group a couple of them that have brown spots. I'm trying to stay away from those, but I can group 2, 3, or 4 together healthy. Oh, there's a little bit of like larva, so I'm gonna move to the next section and group 3 or 4 of these together. And this. And put some into a jar here, just a clean mason jar, and I'm gonna put the whole thing right in. And I'd probably do a 2-quart jar and a couple more, just to put in the sun. Make some nice peppermint sun tea, and then ice it down. Delish. This is probably overkill, but I'll do a couple rounds of it. Pour the water out after it's been sitting in the sun a couple hours, and refill with water. So just like that, and I'm going to set it in the sun. So I'll just leave this sit in the sun for a couple hours and come back and get that a little later for my sun tea. And come back to that. Next we're going to go inside and hang this up to dry. So I was in here a little bit earlier and got started, and I needed to grab some clothespins. So the one set of clothespins that I was using, I really like these, but they aren't quite adjustable enough for the mint. So I had to go get my other bag of clothespins, and here, and I'm going to hang some of these up to dry. I gathered about 3 or 4 of them to dry together in a clump, and 1 clothespin. What I can do here to shut this stuff down, not needed. And just a little bit of an angle, clap onto the top, and they will hold. So 3 or 4 together. I've laid them out on screens before too, and that can work, but this seems to be a little bit better method. And you don't want too many together, or there won't be enough air for them to dry efficiently. But depending on the size of them, there's usually, if they're really thick, I'll just do like 2 or 3. If they're smaller, I can get 4 or 5 in a grouping. Smells so good. Get a hold of a couple friends and see if they would like some mint, since there's so much out there to harvest. It's a nice surprise to see this summer. And as long as you don't mow it off, it will generously produce, come back every year. That's why I leave a little bit on the bottom. Don't trim it off completely, just leave a leaf or 2 on the bottom. And I might set up, I have a side fan here. I might even put a fan for a little bit of airflow while they're drying in the shade. Sometimes the larger ones, I can just hang them by the leaf, which is really nice. So there's a few of them that I can do like that as well. The smaller don't work as well because as soon as they start drying, then they fall off. The leaves aren't big enough to hold them on there. But it's nice for a few of the larger ones just to stick in between. If they're not big enough, then when you come back, they will start to fall off. I'll find some laying down. So it looks very nice. I have a little bit more to go in that direction over there by the light, and finish hanging these up. And then, like I said, I have a fan over here. I think I'll put that on and help with the drying process, just for some airflow. And looking forward to it. So we'll come back to these a little later, and also the mint tea. Can't wait.